Hey YTPC, went ahead and lit up my last cigar from the Gurkha Blue Pack sampler. Want to get this over with because just kind of want them out of my humidor. I thought about maybe doing this video over the weekend, but I decided to just get it done and over with so that way I can enjoy some better cigars over the weekend. But this is so I'm smoking the Gurkha Beast. Kind of a cool double band. It's so I've seen them a lot bigger sizes. They might not make the bigger sizes anymore because when I looked up the specs on it, it says the Gordo size. Um, so it's a Costa Rican wrapper with Colombian, Dominican, and Honduran filler. Maybe a Costa Rican binder too. I can't remember now, but it's not too terrible just yet. I'm hoping something special happens with it. Like I'm hoping the flavors really make it change. Because it's been, I got like just a little, like a hint of pepper when I first, my first couple puffs when I was lighting it. I got some pepper and then I don't know. It's been kind of just like a bland kind of earthy flavor. Nothing. I don't know. But I'm still on the first third. I'm hoping it changes after I smoke a little bit. Drinking some Tullamore Dew Caribbean cask. It's actually really, really good. I like it quite a bit. I've been liking the Irish Caribbean cask whiskeys. I think I tried a Jameson one. Maybe it wasn't Jameson. It was actually Scotch. So Tullamore Dew's Irish is like either Glenlivet. I think it was a Glenlivet's Caribbean cask that they do, and it was really, really good. So the burn has been pretty good. Pretty strong ash. I tried ashing because I don't want to make an ash of myself. So took a little bit to come off there. It was pretty strong ash. I like I like cigars with a strong ash because you can see how long you can go without dropping it or having to ash or whatever. Always makes it fun. I've had a couple I've gotten to at least past the halfway point of a cigar. It was a pretty long ash, pretty strong one too. It was pretty cool. Hanging out with my kitty cats. I'm on vacation until Tuesday, which is nice. My first day off. Didn't do a whole lot, just kind of hung out at home with the kids. My wife still has to work because I was planning on going to the Chicago Pipe Show, which but I've been seeing pictures on Instagram and Facebook groups and all that, and everyone's getting there early and hanging out in the smoking tent. And the smoking tent looks awesome. It's just I'm really excited for everyone that's able to go, and I'm wishing I was there with you guys. But hopefully, I definitely should be able to make it to the Columbus show, and then maybe the West Coast in Las Vegas. That'd be sweet. I guess we'll see how much tickets are at this around that time, and or like plane tickets or whatever. But I don't know. So yeah, I think I've said this in every video. I feel bad for talking mad shit on a cigar brand, but I don't know. Maybe it's just my palate. I don't know, because I know there's people that like them, and but there's also a lot of people that don't. So it's really hard saying. I mean, I'm really hoping I just got a bad pack. I don't know how I got every cigar that was bad in there. You think if they knew the cigars were like, construction was bad or whatever. I don't even know if you can know that before you put it in a box. Like, I don't know. I don't know how the cigar business works with production and stuff. But you think, I don't know if there is a way you could tell. Like, I'm sure there's some sticks that they roll. They're like, oh, this one probably isn't gonna burn the best or whatever. I don't know. They think they would put, they wouldn't put all the bad ones in one sampler pack if they can control that. Who knows? I don't know how it works, but it's just strange that I got, every stick in this pack was just. I had one that I enjoyed, and that was the first one. I can't remember what it was. It was the first one I smoked. It's can go back in the playlist for cigars and find it if you want, but I'm going to probably, like I said before, I'm going to get the one that I like the least and grab another one and just see how it is. Because if it's as bad as it was before, the first time I smoked it, then my opinion is not going to change at all. I'm going to just assume that Gurkha is not a good cigar brand. If it happens to be completely different, good flavor, construction, everything's great, then my opinion is going to be a little different as far as maybe not all Gurkhas are terrible. Maybe it's just their quality control that needs worked on. I don't know. And anyways, I wanted to smoke this down some more, and I'll come back sometime during the second third, get my other thoughts on it. All right, white TPC. I'm back. Kind of, I don't know, getting towards. I don't know. I think the end of the second third. Band's got to come off now because it's getting pretty close to. Getting close to the burn. So I will say that the construction hasn't been bad. No unraveling or nothing like that. The burn hasn't been super even, but it's been okay. Nice strong ash. It hasn't gone out on me yet, so that's a good thing. Probably because I've had to relight, or I've relit to kind of correct the burn a little bit. But honestly, nothing, no new flavors. So that's a disappointment there. And it's kind of leather, and Here and there I get some kind of pepper, especially when I did the first initial light. I got a lot of pepper right off the bat. It's been kind of just kind of earthy, I guess. I don't know. I like cigars with pepper, or like that savory kind of that flavor. I don't know how to describe it, I guess, but I get it a lot with like Tatuaje cigars, Drew Estate, Padron. But yeah, whiskey's good though. Whiskey is always good because I normally don't try anything crazy like as far as new stuff. I stuck with you know, main brands that I like Tullamore Dew. I'll get a different kind, I think, every once in a while. And then Maker's Mark. And I'll get different bourbons every once in a while to try them. But I just picked up actually a bottle of Wild Turkey rye because I had ran out of rye for the cocktail called Sazerac. I've been wanting to do a video on that, and I bought a bottle of Knob Creek rye for this cocktail called Sazerac. I just needed to get the other ingredients, and one ingredient was Picard's bitters. I think that's how you would pronounce that. And then absinthe is another main ingredient, which I didn't know what absinthe was. I didn't know it was a liquor. So I was looking in the wrong section of the liquor store when I was looking for it, and then finally I asked somebody, and it was like, where's your absinthe at? And she had said they only had two brands or two different kinds or whatever. And she told me that to spend the money on this one because it was like $30 more, and I told her, I'm like, I'm just getting it just for like one cocktail that I want to try, and I'm not gonna spend $80 on a bottle of absinthe. It's actually not terrible by itself either. I took a little I think I tasted it with my finger or something like that, just kind of see what it tastes like. It wasn't terrible. It's definitely good in a cocktail because I did end up making one a Sazerac, but I got the idea from the Country Squire podcast, and they it was on they do have like a series of episodes every once in a while called Squire Select, and it's where they take a spirit, it'd be a whiskey or a bourbon or something or a cocktail, and then they pair it with a couple different tobaccos. They usually pair it with like a tin tobacco or a Country Squire like bulk blend. And I picked up a tin of Cornell and Deal's Green Valley but vanilla or something like that, because John David had recommended that to pair with the Sazerac cocktail. And so I think what they did was, it was actually the Sazerac, the Buffalo Trace Sazerac bourbon. Haven't tried it yet. I've been wanting to pick it up. I couldn't find it anywhere. Finally, when I picked up this Wild Turkey rye, I asked the guy. I think he owns the liquor store that I've been frequenting because they have a really good selection of beer and whiskey and everything else. Like, it's just and wine. Really good store. A really good liquor store. I like it a lot. So I always find something new there that I want to try. But I asked him if they carried it, and he's like, "Oh yeah." And then he was behind the counter, and I'm like, "Oh, what's the price on it?" And he's like, for you, free. And I'm like, no way. Like I was, but I don't know if he was serious or not. I think he might have been kind of serious at first, but then I was like, no, like I couldn't do that. I mean, it's not like a big liquor store, I guess, you know. So I just like, no way. And he gave me a price. It was like $70, something like that. I don't know. So something to try on my list to try, I guess. But all that to say, I've been wanting to do a video on the Sazerac cocktail tobacco pairing that the Country Squire did. I think this will be like the first Squire Select that I'm actually going to try. Besides from, they did do a Squire Select, oh gosh, a few years ago now, probably. They did a couple gin and tobacco pairings because it was like summertime, and summertime, you know, it's hot. You don't usually want to drink whiskey. You usually want to drink like cheap beer, which is pretty normal for me. I love drinking cheap beer, and then you know gin is kind of more refreshing, like gin and tonic or something like that, or gin and like a splash of water, something like that. And but he did a pairing with a couple of different gins and tobaccos, and I think it was like I don't know if he did Orlick Golden Slice or not. He might have did Orlick, but I think I did that pairing on my own, Orlick and gin, just because one, Orlick's my favorite summertime tobacco, hot weather tobacco, and then gin during the summer hot weather is pretty refreshing, so it went really well. But I didn't know where to start when it came with gin. I just did. I went with their recommendations. New Amsterdam gin, it's pretty good and affordable. It's like $10 a bottle. And then Tanqueray is like 20 something, 27. I think I paid for it. Haven't tried Tanqueray yet. Actually, I think I bought that bottle last summer and never opened it. Because last summer I wasn't in the mood for gin for some reason. So I'm hoping, you know, this weekend's going to be real hot. So I'm thinking that's when I'm going to bust that out. Maybe learn some gin cocktail recipes and do my own kind of pairing. I don't know. Anyways, I'll come back on my last thoughts on this in a little bit. So I'm kind of been on this last third for a little bit now. I am underwhelmed really with it. Oh gosh, I gotta start doing so I'll probably start doing some cigar reviews that are, you know, stuff that I know is going to be real good, or at least a little bit better. I will say the burn has been consistent so far in this last third. Towards the end of the second third, going into the last third, has been pretty good. No major relights or touch-ups or anything. It's been pretty consistently even. I'll burn my nose a little bit. Oh, the big retro hill. But yeah, it's not the best. And yeah, so I don't like, at first I was thinking maybe it's my humidor, as far as like why these cigars have not been consistent with, you know, construction and and stuff. I mean, I had a few that the construction was just terrible. Flavor was terrible, or even the construction was terrible and the flavor was, not half bad. This one, the construction has been pretty good, but the flavors aren't there. It's not. It's not something that I'm going to gravitate to. And then, so yeah, I thought it was my humidor. Maybe I was like, maybe it's not. I mean, my hygrometers need calibrated, which they're digital, so, and um, there's no like buttons to adjust the settings on it or anything like that to calibrate it. So I was like, maybe my hygrometers aren't, maybe they've gone bad or something, or. But I'll tomorrow, if I would to pull another cigar from my humidor, like let's say a My Father or a Drew Estate, I guarantee that's gonna be a good smoke. Cause I've had that before. I had I smoked probably 7 or 8 cigars, other than the Drew Estate or other than the Gurkha cigars, when I started this experiment, and they've all been wonderful. The flavors have been nice and savory, a little sweet at times, sweet notes. Construction has been great. Burns have been super even and just have been very good cigars. So I know it's not my humidor, because I use a coolador, and sometimes that might not be. I mean, I always try to keep it regulated, I guess, for the the humidity. Try to keep it between 65% and 63% or so. Or even sometimes the humidity is really low, kind of dry. So I'm thinking maybe that might have an issue with how the cigars burn. But yeah, I don't. They've been, yeah, comparing these to other cigars I've smoked in the last month or so. It's definitely not my humidor. I think it's just the cigars, the Gurkha cigars. Rating. I'm gonna give this probably a 6 again. A 5. I'll go to 5. 5.5 maybe. I don't know. I mean, honestly, if this had a better flavor, it probably would be an 8, because the construction is there for the most part. I had a little trouble with the beginning, but if the flavors were better, it'd be a lot higher rating for me, at least. But my buddy, he said this is his favorite out of the blue pack. And it's not my favorite, not my least favorite, but it is definitely not up there, I don't think. So I'm gonna give it a 5. Anyways, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you guys are doing good and being safe and all that. It's tough times right now with everything going on. It's very extremely hard to watch the news and be on social media, especially because you can't get away from this stuff when you're on social media. And I've been thinking here lately about I don't know, not not deleting my Facebook, but like deleting the app at least, so I'm not tempted to go on there and or whatever. But you know, I'm in so many different cigar and pipe and tobacco groups that I like, you know, engaging with other people. So, but if anything, I'd probably just delete the app. I don't know yet, but anyways, thanks for watching. I'm probably going to do one more video for the series and do a wrap up. And you know, probably not. I mean, hopefully I make it a little bit shorter than these videos have been going. They've been going for almost half hour, 20 minutes to a half hour or so, and I know it's a long video to sit through, especially when I'm not, you know. But if you're interested in cigars and what's good and what's not, you might be, you know, you might make it through the videos. But yeah, I want to do one more video for the series and like do like a wrap up, and probably gonna smoke my least favorite, the one that I had the most problems with, and which I think is the Rogue, the Gurkha Rogue or something like that. I think I gave that a 2 out of 10 rating because the construction was terrible, flavor was terrible, and my buddy who recommended this, I want to name drop him, Pete. I don't know what's up with your palate or what's up with mine, but they definitely don't mesh. At least not for this this blue pack that I got. But he said the Rogue was one of his favorites. He said it was really good, so I'm gonna buy another Rogue from a box next time I go to the shop, and I'll do one more video on this Gurkha line or this Gurkha series or whatever, and we'll see how it goes. But thanks for watching. Talk to you next one.